We're told from time to time that President Obama is a liberal. That's a good one. Okay. So he gave a happy press conference after the elections, and people were like, "How dare you? Why don't you bow your head and say you're going to work with the Republicans?" But I think the Associated Press got it right. I think part of the reason that he was happy is he does want to work with the Republicans. He's not that upset about a Republican takeover. Now you're going to say, "Oh no, that's crazy." Really? Well, let's go to the quotes. All right. So first, Associated Press says, they say Obama's upbeat approach reflects a president who has spent the past several weeks growing more comfortable with the prospect of Republicans controlling Congress in his final 2 years in office and is intrigued by the possible opportunities that could open up as a result. Well, he's very intrigued. Now, Associated Press didn't make that up. They talked to people inside the White House. And the people inside the White House said, "Oh, Republicans winning, intriguing. We kind of like that. I like those possibilities." So it turns out Mitch McConnell and President Obama talked right after the election. And Mitch McConnell literally told us what President Obama said. So you don't have to worry about insiders and anonymous sources talking to the Associated Press. Let's go get it straight from the turtle's mouth. So he says, priorities, quote, trade pacts. The president and I were just talking about that right before I came over here. Most of his party is unenthusiastic about international trade. We think it's good for America. So I've got a lot of members who believe that international trade agreements are a winner for America. Okay. Well, but wait a minute. Are you sure President Obama wants to do, because these trade pacts, they're heavily stacked in favor of corporations. They're so stacked, they literally wouldn't allow United States congressmen and senators to look at the trade pact. Only the corporations could look at them. Isn't that amazing? They finally allowed the congressmen, our so-called representatives, in the door, but they said that you can't take any notes, you can't bring in your lawyers, you can't bring in your staff. Just take a quick peek and then get the hell out, because corporations are running this thing, okay? So, but really, is the president excited? Quote from Mitch McConnell again. I think he's interested in moving forward. I said, send us trade agreements. We're anxious to take a look at them. I bet you are. What does the Trans-Pacific Partnership do? That is the main free trade agreement that they are talking about. And free trade at this point is a misnomer. It has potential restrictions on food safety and other regulations. Oh, great. Less food safety. Looking forward to that. Undermining environmental protections, and it curbs access to low-cost generic medicines. So their medicines will be really expensive throughout the world. Why? Why would they want to do all these terrible things? Because it's not terrible for corporations. They make money, more money from the medicines. They make more money if they don't have to worry about their pollution. They don't have to control it at all. They just pollute, not just in this country, but in the other countries that we do these trade agreements with. But one thing that's not mentioned here is the really terrible part of that trade agreement is that corporations get to be above the law. So they can come into any country, including our country. It impinges on U.S. sovereignty. Republicans should theoretically hate that. Of course, they love it. They're run by the Chamber of Commerce, right? So what it does is say, oh, you passed a law saying we can't pollute into your river that goes right by your house and your kids play around it? Yes, we can. We have the Trans-Pacific Partnership. That's above U.S. law. That's what the Republicans want to do. And apparently, not apparently, we already knew it before this. That's what Obama wants to do. Obama's the one pushing for it. The people that were standing away were the Democratic senators. Well, they have just been removed from out of the way, or from in the way, so they're gone. So here we go. Obama's like, yes, I get to work with the Republicans. Free trade. Okay, what else? The president's indicated he's interested in doing tax reform. Again, according to McConnell. Tax reform, you know what that means. We all know having the highest corporate tax rate in the industrialized world is a job exporter. Obama's interested in that issue, and we are too. Wonderful, another agreement. They're going to cut corporate taxes. This is what you voted for, right? Both when you voted for Obama and when you voted for the Republicans, right? They all ran on the campaign of cutting corporate taxes. Oh, none of them ran on that? Oh, that's weird. Okay. So Huffington Post explains here the U.S. does have a high official rate of 35% for the largest corporations, but a 2013 Government Accountability Office report found that extensive loopholes in tax credits allow companies to pay an average rate of just 12.6%, which is in line with or below the rates of other developed countries. The amount of taxes they pay actually at this point is incredibly low. Now, Obama claims, oh, no, I'm going to cut the loopholes and I'm going to cut the taxes. So in the end, it's going to be revenue neutral. That's his starting point. You think it's going to be revenue neutral? You think they're going to end at Obama's starting point? No, they're not. It's not going to be net revenue neutral. They're going to cut taxes and it's going to increase the deficit. And that's just in the beginning. Then afterwards, they're going to reinsert the loopholes, but just at a lower rate. You thought Obama was a progressive? Is that what you thought? You thought he was upset the Republicans won? Okay. Well, how about Obama himself? Now, there's a lot of McConnell saying this is what Obama said. This is White House insiders telling the reporters what Obama said. How about Obama? I mean, like, there's one tax called repatriation, right? When the corporations have the money outside the country, they want to bring it back inside the country. Normally, they'd have to pay the 35% tax rate. They don't want to, so they just keep it outside the country, and they hold us hostage until we lower the tax rate for them to bring it in. Bush did this in 2004, and it cost us billions upon billions of dollars that we, the American taxpayers, had to make up, right? And corporations got away with it. Did they add jobs? No. We've shown you in the past that, in fact, after they repatriated last time, what happened? They cut jobs. There's no agreement for them to add jobs. They don't have to do that. They just take the money and they put it in their pocket. So President Obama, what do you think we should work on after the Republicans won? Quote from President Obama, repatriation. There's an opportunity for us to do a package that is good for business, good for jobs. That's why President Obama is somewhat genuinely excited that the Republicans won. He thinks he's going to add to his legacy by getting more things accomplished now that he's gotten the Democrats out of the way.